don't think I will ever make a Discord for this
Reminder,
YouTube channel.
death is not the end. Let it sharpen your focus for the runs ahead.
I think I finally come to a decision, and I think I understand why I'm coming to that decision. There's somebody here. Oh my god, with the pistol. Not playing Thieves, so that voice line doesn't work. So yeah, part of my career as a working artist involves me already having a Discord, and it's sort of different from somebody on there. This game has become more intense than I was prepared for when I was just going to be talking about a Discord channel. Oh, there's somebody here, or there was. I hear them.
This'll slow them down.
Oh my god! Oh, that scared me. How are these people letting me beat them with the pistol? Am I allowed to ask that question? Am I allowed to ask why these people are letting me win with the tactical? Is this gun actually the best gun in the game? Are we all sleeping on this gun? I mean, that was a Vandal with a bolt thrower, a blue shield, and I still cooked her. What am I supposed to think and feel after that? Maybe trying to do this during a live game is like impossible, actually. Okay, I think I can relax now. I think I can relax. I will not be making a Discord channel, and the reasons for that are really easy and also complicated and worth talking about. The easy TLDR, you want to click off this video after seeing me get those cool kills explanation, is that I'm lazy. My day job is that I am a working artist. I'm a writer, graphic designer, I do layout, I write books, I design tabletop role-playing games, and I'm sort of a jack of all trades. I've done a lot of different stuff, video editing, essays, a bunch of stuff. And so my day job basically is me running a small business where I hawk my wares as an artist and try to get people interested in the stuff I make enough to give me money for it. You know, for running that small business, I make what is essentially minimum wage, which is not to say, you know, I do not like my job. I love my job. It's why I spend a lot of time on it. That's why I spend a lot of time working on it. And beyond that job, I have, you know, a family. I have the people I live with who I love dearly. Those two things take up a lot of time. I'm very happy that they take up a lot of time. What happened to the Magnum there? I love spending my life doing the things like that. I love spending my life on those things. And this, you know, doing game videos is a hobby for me. It's a hobby I enjoy quite a bit. It's a hobby that I've already put, you know, time into and will continue to put time into. But the effort that is required to run a Discord server is not insignificant. To be actively present, to moderate, to get to know people enough to trust them to moderate, to get to know the community enough to trust, you know, how they're feeling and stuff like that is it's work. And it's work a lot of people love doing, but I don't really. I am a perpetual lurker, even in my own communities with like fans of my work and colleagues even. I am a perpetual lurker. I do not participate in conversations very easily. I know I yap to you all quite a bit. That's because I treat this a little bit like it's my own little diary, my own little place where I can just sort of talk and exist, and it is nice. But in the real world, I'm not a yapper, I'm a writer. And so it's not that I don't have the skills to do those things. It's that they take a bit more energy from me than I am willing to give. And that's not to say that I would not. If, for instance, somebody did make a Discord server that was, you know, maybe inspired by this whole strawberry thing, I would probably join it and lurk. But I do not want to be responsible for creating and maintaining that community. The most I can give is being a bystander in it. And that's a position that I would love to fill. There's somebody over there. There's bugs over there.
Warning, reinforcements detected.
Where's the person? So that's the really easy answer. That's the really simple answer, is I don't want to. And that took me a while to sort of... Hello? That took me a minute to sort of come to that conclusion because, and this is where we get into the more complicated answer, the default assumption when you start a YouTube channel in any capacity is that you are going to make a Discord to foster some sort of community or something, because this could be your job, you know? It could be something worth.
Snare set.
There's an assassin here that needs killed. Forgive me. Oh, this game is so fun. Oh my god, my heart is racing. It is the sort of default assumption that if you're starting a YouTube channel, that you are going to do these other things that sort of go along with that. And I think, you know, there's some validity to that sort of style of performance, to that sort of way of doing things. But I don't really necessarily think that's my goal. Nor do I think, just because it's the default, that I should do it. And so that was one of the reasons why I didn't have an answer, you know, from the jump for people when they were asking about a Discord. Is that I understand the sort of desire. I understand that that's sort of what you expect. That's what you maybe even want, you know, to be a part of some sort of community of like-minded people. And like I said, I'm all for that. I just can't be the one to facilitate that. Further, you know, into the... Oh, hold on. This is a good thumbnail. Let me do this. That one's really good. Oh my god. Complicated reason number 2. It's actually not so complicated, but maybe a little harder to talk about, is that for those of you who weren't aware, I am trans, and being trans on the internet has already been a very interesting experience in my life. And a Discord server would be a bit of an invitation for further harassment, simply because being a trans woman online means moderating your spaces. It means moderating who gets access to you. It means moderating what parts of your life you're allowed to share. Probably to a stricter degree than most other people, or at least to a stricter degree than I believe I have the capacity to do right now. So that's a huge part of it, which is a bit of a double-edged sword, because I also understand that a lot of the people who watch my videos are queer and trans themselves. And they are looking for like-minded people to facilitate, you know, this game that they love, you know, maybe the videos that they like, the content they enjoy. And that's why I think if somebody else were to make a server that was for LFGs and stuff like that, then, you know, I think that would be wonderful. But another thing I've sort of noticed alongside the YouTuber sort of desire to create Discords, and, you know, that's sort of being the pipeline of the YouTube creator, it's also a bit of a thing in trans circles. And this is something that maybe some of you won't have as much experience with if you're not queer. But from my experience, at least, trans women love a Discord server for them. They love having these spaces where they can feel safe and not have to deal with the sort of bigotry that comes with being trans online. And that is also something that I greatly understand and have a lot of empathy for, but it's also something that I'm not really... it's not something that I want to believe I have a solution for. because and this is, you know, a very personal thing to me, I don't believe that the, like, idea of community can exist in these Discord servers. Not fully, at least. Obviously, online circles are very important to lots of people. They've been very important to me. But Discords are very insular, and this impetus to sort of just keep making more and more Discord servers, I think, is obviously not the solution. And it's not really something that I believe in, just as a base concept, and so therefore not something that I want to participate in. Even if I like the idea of a Discord server that is about me, I have made a Discord server. I am at least a little bit egotistical. I believe that my videos should be seen, and so the desire to be seen and heard is quite strong. The desire to be at the center of attention is quite strong. And so maybe that's even a third or fourth, I don't know how many reasons we're on now. Maybe that's another reason why I don't want to do this, is I don't want to foster that sort of cult of personality idea. Matt Colville is a very prominent Dungeons & Dragons and I guess tabletop role-playing game YouTuber, and he released a really amazing video recently talking about this idea of the cult of personality and why he went the direction he did on YouTube. And it got me thinking a lot about, like, this channel, which is a very small channel, but it's one that, like I said, I really enjoy doing. And comparing that to, like, my career as an artist, just comparing those two and deciding what it is I want from this versus that when it comes to this idea of community and community engagement. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit. I was thinking, actually, that a very easy solution, because of this sort of ephemeral nature of Discords, is if, you know, we, as like me and you watching, and you watching, and you watching, and, you know, the other 50 or so people watching, decide that doing a community gaming night would be really fun, where we, like, all, you know, play Halo 2 multiplayer together, like custom games, or we all try to get in the same solo game, or, you know, whatever. If we ever think that that's a good idea and something that we want to do, we can just make a Discord server for that event, and then I will close it at the end of it. And if you make friends, you make friends. If you don't, then maybe the next event will do you better. They're taking all of our exfils. We should just get out of here.
Exfil beacons online.
I'm walking and talking too much. I like to live by the sort of ideas that the community Discord I'm a part of for my city has, which is that they have a Discord server for, you know, getting events together, for sharing information, for, like, answering questions, like, about, like, hey, where can I find this as a trans woman, or where can I, you know, who's hiring, and, you know, community sort of things. They have the Discord for it, but other than that, general conversation is not, like, prohibited, because the idea is that you use the Discord space to set up stuff in the real world to hang out. And while that's not really the goal, obviously, for a marathon YouTube channel, I would encourage everybody to join one of the already existing marathon servers, even for other creators. If you're looking specifically for trans creators, there is Chloe Glorp, who makes, you know, very informative, quick, doesn't waste your time sort of guides to stuff in marathon. She also streams and is sort of, you know, fostering a community that is very queer friendly and so on. But then there's also, like, the Dads of Marathon, or even probably the official Marathon Discord. I don't really know what's going on there, so I can't really give advice on that one. We're running out of time here, so I'm thinking maybe we should wrap this up. This was a wild game, and it took me all this time just to say that, yeah, I am not going to be making a Discord, because that's not really what I want to do with this channel, or etc. This channel is not my job. I don't get paid at all for it. It's literally just for the love of the game. And if it were to one day, you know, get make partner and make me money, then that would just be sort of like an accomplishment on its own. There is no guarantee of that. That's sort of just like a thing that could maybe happen possibly in the future. And until then, I would like to sort of just keep this simple. This is where I game and I talk to you all even if you can't respond. Other than that though, keep expecting daily uploads from me. And until next time, bye!